Are you looking to secure a strong ERAS letter of recommendation for your residency application? The ERAS letter of recommendation is a fundamental piece of your residency application, and it can help set you apart from the crowd. When deciding how to rank applicants, 70% of residency programs rank the letter of recommendation 5th after interpersonal skills and interactions with staff and residents. In this video, I'll provide you with everything you need to know to help make your letters of recommendation stand out, such as whether you should address your letter to specific residency programs, and who you should ask for a letter of recommendation and how. Hi, my name is Joseph Kafka, and I'm an admissions associate here at BeMo. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe on whatever social media channel you're watching this from so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. And if you would like us to help you with your residency application, click on the link either above or below this video to schedule your free initial consultation. As a quick tip, check out the timestamps in the description of this video to navigate to specific sections of the video that you're interested in. Here's everything we're going to cover about the ERAS letter of recommendation. What is the ERAS letter of recommendation? Should recommendation letters be addressed to specific residency programs? How to get a strong letter of recommendation? Who should be your writers? Who should not be your writers? How to ask for a letter of recommendation? When to ask for a letter of recommendation? How to enter your letters of recommendation into ERAS? How to thank your letter writers? Now, let's get started. The ERAS letter of recommendation reflects your academic performance, non-academic involvement, and personal characteristics that set you apart from other applicants. The letter of recommendation allows program selection committees to understand how other professionals view you, get an idea of your work ethic, and your ability to contribute to the field of medicine in your chosen specialty. A strong letter of recommendation can be the deciding factor between receiving an interview invitation or not, and even which candidate a program ranks higher when faced with two equally qualified applicants. So, should recommendation letters be addressed to specific residency programs? No. Letters of recommendation should be standardized. Addressing letters to specific residency programs would result in your letter writers needing to prepare multiple letters. This is not feasible. It is general practice to use standardized letters, and residency selection committees do not expect students to have program-specific letters. Give your best effort in everything you do. If you enter a class, clerkship, volunteer, or research activity with this mindset, you will stand out to possible letter writers. Your letter writers are only able to craft a recommendation based on their experiences with you, so make that experience an amazing one. At the beginning of any clerkship, job, volunteer, or research activity, sit down with your attending, supervisor, or principal investigator and ask them their expectations. Do your best to meet or exceed those expectations, and check in with them bi-weekly or monthly to ask for constructive feedback. Your dedication and integrity will not go unnoticed. Having a great relationship with your superiors will make asking for recommendation letters easier, as they will be more eager to provide you with one. Diversity is key. You want letter writers from a variety of specialties and experiences. These can include preclinical professors, research advisors, volunteer or extracurricular managers or advisors, clinical clerkship attendings, or department heads. Your letter writers should be individuals who you've worked with or interacted with and who can speak to your character, work ethic, and aptitude. When considering who should write your letter, it is very important to identify individuals who have gotten to know you on a professional and personal level while you interacted with them as a student or colleague. These kinds of writers will provide strong letters of recommendation, as they will be able to speak in detail to your particular strengths and achievements. Combined, your letters should give a comprehensive and holistic insight into who you are as a student, person, and future doctor in that specialty. You should have at least one letter from a mentor, attending you worked with, or department chair in your specialty of choice, as most programs will require at least one letter that supports your suitability for the specialty you are pursuing. In fact, 84% of programs cite the specialty letter of recommendation as the second most important factor for deciding who to invite for interviews. Some programs might also require a letter from someone outside the field of medicine, be sure to look up the program's specific requirements on their website. Ask upperclassmen for advice on who writes strong letters of recommendation. They will have first-hand knowledge of who the best faculty writers are. Also ask your advisor or mentor for advice. They will know which of their colleagues write strong letters. Some specialties require a department chair letter. Be sure to clarify whether you need a department chair letter with your faculty advisor. They will know how to go about requesting this letter if you need it. You do not want writers who you've not worked with personally or who you only had brief interactions with. These individuals will not be able to provide you with a strong letter as they've not had enough time to evaluate you and your skills. Also, avoid those individuals who are hesitant in their response when you request a letter from them, or they don't respond. They may not feel that they can provide you with a strong letter, and it would be better to seek someone else. When possible, you should ask for your letter of recommendation in person. If you are asking someone you are currently working with, simply ask to speak with them after your duties for the day are completed. If you're asking someone you've worked with previously, send an email requesting to meet with them in person. This will allow you to gauge their initial reaction to your request. Those most likely to write you a strong letter will be enthusiastic in their response and offer their support. Regardless of the setting, the approach is the same. Ask specifically, would you be willing to write a strong letter of recommendation for residency on my behalf? If you must ask for your letter by email, be sure to remind them of when you work together and that you can provide them with supplementary materials. Here's what you should provide them: your residency personal statement, residency CV or resume, a short biography to fill in any gaps in your background or accomplishments, USMLE or COMLEX scores, medical school transcript, and the ERAS letter request form. If you have not written your personal statement yet, compose a short document of why you are interested in your chosen specialty. If your letter writer has previously evaluated you, you can provide them with their prior comments. Also include any other relevant information that you would like your writer to focus on. Try answering some of these questions and providing them in a document to your letter writer. What are my strongest attributes? What am I most proud of about myself? What have I done that could set me apart from other applicants? What is my unique strength? How would my peers describe me? What would I want to make sure programs know that I have done? What hardships might cause me to be misunderstood? These questions are also good practice for when you start brainstorming your answers for residency interview questions before you meet the program directors for your interview. On our blog, we have samples of how to ask for a reference letter in person and by email. The earlier you ask, the better. You want to give your letter writers ample time to compose your letter as they are busy professionals and need the proper time to prepare it. You also do not want them to feel rushed in needing to complete your letter. At a minimum, you should request your letters 2 months prior to the submission deadline, which is usually September 15th. Keep in mind, you do not have to wait until you are preparing your ERAS application to ask for letters of recommendation. Feel free to ask while you are working with the individual, during your classes, clerkships, volunteer, or research activities. This way, their impression of you will be fresh, and they will be able to highlight your strengths and skills in detail. Asking for letters earlier will give your writers ample time to reflect on your candidacy and provide stronger letters. If you ask early, they can start working on it as soon as it's convenient for them. Then, you can check in as residency application season becomes closer. Our blog has a great sample email for checking in. ERAS will allow you to create an endless amount of recommendation entries, but you can only assign up to 4 letters of recommendation to each residency program that you apply to. We recommend having 5 to 6 letters of recommendation so that you can vary which letters you assign, as some letters may be stronger than others. You should have a minimum of 3 letters of recommendation per program. Make sure to check each program's website for their specific letter of recommendation requirements. In ERAS, you must create a separate entry for each letter of recommendation. You will need your writer's name, title or department, and email address. You will also include the specialty to which you will assign the letter. You will need to designate if the letter writer is a program director or department chair. You will then indicate whether you waive your right to view the letter for each entry created. It is important that you waive your right to view the letter. This means you will not view or obtain the letter. Not waiving your right to view can be seen as a red flag in your application. Program selection committees may interpret your choice to view your letter prior to submission as you are selecting only strong letters to be included in your application. If your letter writers know that you will be viewing their letter, their evaluation may be less candid and less weight may be given to these letters. By waiving your right to view, you are attesting that you have not seen nor will you attain the letter, and you had no prior knowledge or sway over what your writer chose to say. Once you have entered all the information, you must also confirm the letter entry. Mark the checkbox for the letters to be confirmed. Click Confirm at the top right of the page and enter your MyERAS password and click Confirm to finish the process. Once letter entries have been confirmed, each letter will be given a separate letter ID and the letter request form will be available. You may save and print the letter request form and take it to your letter writer, or you can choose to email the letter request form directly from ERAS. Your letter writer, or a person they designate, must upload your letter using the Letter of Recommendation portal. They will need to use the letter ID on the letter request form to upload your letter. You may personally upload a letter for your writer if and only if you do not waive your right to view the letter. Once a letter has been uploaded, you'll receive an email notification. Then the letter can be assigned to programs. You can assign your letters using the Letter of Recommendation page by choosing Assign under the Actions column of the specific letter. You can also assign letters by program using the Assign option under the Actions column on the Saved Programs and Programs Applied to pages. You can only assign letters that have been uploaded, and only 4 letters are allowed per program, not including the Medical Student Performance Evaluation, MSPE. Keep in mind that you cannot change a letter of recommendation assignment once you have applied to a program. It's so important to thank your letter writers for taking the time to write a letter on your behalf. You should thank them once you have received notification that your letter has been uploaded to ERAS. You should also send or deliver a handwritten thank you card to them, as it has more of a personal touch. You can also send them an email to thank them. On our blog, we have a great sample email that you can send them. This wraps up our video for today. Check out our blog to learn more about the ERAS letter of recommendation, including frequently asked questions, as well as 2 sample recommendation letters. These 2 samples will show you how recommendation letters can complement each other and create a holistic portrait of the applicant. I've included a link in the description of this video so you can find the blog easily. If you would like us to help you with your residency application, click on the link either above or below this video to schedule your free initial consultation. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, so please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. If you have any questions about the ERAS letter of recommendation that I didn't cover in this video, let me know in the comment section and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time.